Hello everyone and welcome back to another doll customizing video. Today is going to be a continuation of the maybe long-awaited series or maybe even just forgotten entirely series that I was doing here on my channel, where I was making a custom doll of each of the shadow ghouls from the Monster High movie 13 Witches. For those of you not familiar, I've already made the main three ghouls, Frankie, Draculaura, and Claudine, each of them having their own video on my channel. They are a little bit older, so apologies for my probably really shy, soft-spoken voice. I don't know, I don't rewatch my videos. Anyways, now that we finally have a wave 2 to the original pre-production dolls, thank you Mattel, we now have a Ghoulia on hand that we can use to make a Shadow Ghouls doll, which I've been wanting to make a Ghoulia for so long, but I didn't want to buy all of her outfit pieces and accessories secondhand. And they also released an Abby and a Cleo, so like maybe we'll make them in the future if you guys want. I don't know, maybe if this video does pretty well, I don't know. Okay, with that, let's get started. So for this custom, obviously we didn't want to use a real first wave Ghoulia, so I'm using a roller maze Ghoulia I had in my stock box, and her part line is pretty much exactly the same as first wave Ghoulia's, which will make it a lot easier for the reroute. And then I just go about my usual routine for prepping the doll for customization, starting off by cutting off all her hair and then removing her head by dunking her in some boiling hot water. Once the head is off, I take my needle nose pliers and use that to remove all the excess hair and glue from the inside of the head. It appears like Shadow Ghoulia has a much darker blue tone to her hair with some black streaks, so those are the colors that I bought in some nylon hair from Shimmerlocks. I get a lot of questions about where I buy my reroute tool from. I made my own using an X-Acto knife, and then I just buy reroute needles and put those inside because I like having the longer handle, I guess you could say, for the reroute tool. You can just buy your own on Etsy, and if you're looking for any other materials, we have affiliate links in the description. And now that the reroute is finished, I'm sealing in all the new hair with some Fabri-Tac glue and leaving that to dry for a couple hours. And now I can finally get started on her face up. So first of all, I'm removing all of the factory paint with 100% acetone and some Q-tips. And for Ghoulia's face up today, I know it probably seems like it's just gonna be basically her first wave face, but it is slightly different. So first off, I take her outside and spray her with a layer of Mr. Super Clear and then sketch on the basic face details with my mechanical pencil. And by the way, I just want to say I do not fully endorse mechanical pencil as the one and only way to do sketching of the basic face shapes for custom dolls. I'm just someone who has always used a mechanical pencil. Anytime I was in school, doing writing, essays, anything, I always used a mechanical pencil, and I've always been drawing since I was a little kid, and I've just always preferred to draw with a mechanical pencil instead of a normal one. I don't know why, I just have always been used to using one, so maybe that's why I'm so comfortable using it for custom dolls as well. But use whatever you feel most comfortable with. I've seen so many people use watercolor pencils, and I've tried it, and it's just not for me because I don't know, I never get enough pigment when I'm doing it, and I only use it for basic sketching anyway, so. A lot of my face ups were exclusively done in watercolor pencil when I was first starting out though, so maybe one of these days I should do an experimental, try to go back and just use watercolor pencils for a whole face. I think that's something that could be fun since I'm so committed to this factory clean look using only acrylic paints most of the time. It's a very kind of pick your poison type of thing when doing face ups. So with acrylic paint, it's time management is a lot better for me when I use acrylic paint because I have to be quicker before the paint dries, and I don't have to wait for another layer of Mr. Super Clear to dry. With mechanical pencils, you can be a lot more cautious and precise, but it does take longer because you have to build up the layers of pigment. So, I mean, I don't know, choose whatever you like. And I realize I've kind of been just yapping over this entire face-up process. So I did find one photo from the 13 Wishes movie that they like forgot to fill in the lenses of Ghoulia's glasses so you can like directly see her eye color a little bit better. It's really tricky to find a picture that has her eyeshadow, so I kind of just like free-handed that and picked my own colors, but she definitely does have red eyes like the rest of the shadow ghouls, and I gave her a like dark gray eyeshadow on her lid and then a metallic eyeshadow on her upper eyelid and lower eyelid. Wait, lower lid? Lower lash line. Another notable change that I did from her like standard factory face is giving her much angrier looking eyebrows, which is something I've been doing for all of the shadow ghouls, so I mean it doesn't need to be said, but I said it. I mixed in my dark red acrylic paint with my metallic acrylic paint because I wanted her lips to have like this metallic look. So I painted that over the base color of dark red. And then, of course, I have to finish off her lipstick with some high gloss varnish because it is mandatory for me at this point. And with that, her face up is finished. This is definitely one of my favorite faces that I've painted in a while. Maybe, I don't know. I just love Ghoulia's face mold, so that is like already brings it up for me. For Ghoulia's accessories, I'm painting her headband black. This is not the actual Ghoulia headband, by the way. This is 3D printed replacement. And her earrings are just some pins that I painted.
Now we can move on to Shadow Ghoulia's outfit. She has a lot of the same features as her other dolls. The only difference is she has black and red bat glasses, a black and white crop top, a ripped jumpsuit, and a purple color palette. So we are going to be able to use a lot of her basic pieces for this doll. You're going to start with the jumpsuit and the pants, and I prefer to start with the jumpsuit first. So we need to take this crop top off the jumpsuit. I just seam ripped it out and it was perfect, and I had to just fix these up later, but that's okay. Then with the crop top, I'm going to save this for later so I can do some magic with it. For the pants, I just took the ribbons off of them and they are ready to be dyed with Rit Denim Blue dye. I would have done a purple dye if I had to do it again, but the blue turned out fine. It's a little dark in this because it is wet, but it does dry lighter, I swear. Now for the crop top, I had to make my own pattern, so I made my own pattern based on this crop top, and it will be black and white just like Ghoulia's in the 13 Wishes movie. Now just taking some black ribbon, I'm going to go and place it all around the edges. Now that the ribbon is placed, I can hand over the tiny skullette to Morgan to be painted. With that painted, the last thing to do is sew this on to the outfit. Now with that sewed, I'm going to go hand it over to Morgan to add the lines. Now this jumpsuit needs to be cut up, which was so sad to do. I feel so bad for like destroying this, but it's all in the name of art, so it had to be done. Now taking some wider ribbon, this will be the ribbon that'll go on Ghoulia's pants. I just Fabri-tacked these down and they turned out perfect. Of course, Ghoulia has to have her iconic headband and her iconic glasses, so let's get started with the headband. The headband needed holes in it because this was 3D printed to hold it to the head, so I went and drilled in some holes. And then for the glasses, we did not 3D print them. I'm going back to my roots and applying some epoxy sculpt, and I think they turned out amazing.
Huge thank you to Emma for sculpting the bat wings on Ghoulia's glasses. As we know around here, I am not good with clay, so I was not ready to do this. So I'm just painting over the clay once it's dried using my black acrylic paint, and then I'm taking a red Sharpie and filling out the lenses since Shadow Ghoulia has red lens glasses. I was very scared that this was going to come out looking really like tacky and like blotchy, but it actually looks really, really good. So permanent marker is your best friend for changing the color of lenses for your plastic doll glasses. And I also painted on just some red lines and then added a couple rhinestones to the top to match. As you saw, Emma also made this incredibly accurate crop top for Ghoulia. The only thing that's missing is the top has like some stripes on it, so I just went ahead and painted that on.
Now to finish the doll off, we can move on to the stand. So for the stand, we're going to go with our XTool F1 and cut out the shape of the stand bottom. And now that the shape we want is cut out, we can pop it out and get started on cutting the vinyl. The colors today we need for vinyl is white, black, and red. I like when it's only a couple colors because it saves me a bunch of time. Now that we have everything cut out, it's time to weed and assemble. And here is a montage of me weeding the vinyl. Now with everything weeded, we can go ahead and take our vinyl and heat it up and put it on the wood and peel off the backing. And with that, the base of the stand is done.
And now we're finally at my favorite part of the customizing process, which is assembling everything together and seeing the final product.
Finally, to put her on her stand, and Ghoulia is done.
So this was definitely more of a simple project when it comes to our custom dolls, but I think it was like a good in-between since we have upcoming projects that are more detailed, I guess, without giving too much away.
Yeah, it was very nice. Very nice breeze, easy project for me, so I enjoyed it.
But I know you guys love the shadow ghouls in general, so I hope you still enjoyed this video nonetheless. And I mean, if you want to take this as like a tutorial, feel free to try and make your own shadow Ghoulia. For those of you though who might like to purchase this doll, she will be available in our shop this Tuesday, the 28th, and she'll be available 24 hours earlier to our Patreon members, which would be this Monday, the 27th.
With the Ghoulia, we will also be selling some pairs of Monster High shoes, G1 and G3 sizing. For the G1, we have heels with custom shoes that will be 2 shoes per style available. So there'll be 2 custom G1 shoes and 2 custom G3 shoes. For the G3 shoes, they will be high heels, and there will be more drops in the future. Also, 24-hour early access for Patreon users. Also on our Patreon will be Ghoulia's stand SVG files along with PNG files for the stand as well. Also, there will be a pattern piece for Ghoulia's crop top on the Patreon.
And if none of that sounds good to you, we also sell prints and posters on our shop, which feel free to check those out if you want. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members. Thank you so much to Ohio from Ohio, Cat Lady, Jazzer, Totally Spooky, Keela Hart, Willen, Dory May, Kylie, Maddie, Totally Stormy, Glittery Crouton, Gummy Vox, Emmy Lisa's, Christian, Sylvic Studios, Emma, Vinyl Bunny, Kate, Amanita Truffle, Daisy, Maisie, Anson, Miss Chips, Marissa, Keisha, and Rue. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. It is very overwhelming, and I'm so grateful every second I get to have this platform and be able to share videos and content with you guys every single day. So thank you again, and thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!